Hope everyone is fighting fit this morning. And as we, before we get right into it, if you can throw in the comments that you can hear us and see us, we're coming through, that'll be great. And just say good morning and welcome. G'day, Barang. G'day, Mark. See here, Alex. Awesome. Loud and clear. G'day, Alec and Joe. Awesome. All right. So thanks everyone for joining today. So just to give you a little bit of backstory on Business at First Sight. So Business at First Sight came about where Sandro, my business partner, and I would go to networking events and people would ask us, how did you guys meet? And we said it was Business at First Sight. But business is all about building relationships and the connections and having those conversations and how do we collaborate and do things together. So we created an event around it for a quick way to have a quick introduction where we can find out a little bit about the person and then work out how we can work out what the next steps are, and just those quick connections to build like, know, and trust. So this event today is also to highlight another community member, and today we've got Matt Ainsworth, who's come along to share his a bit about himself and what he's up to in the startup scene. How are you today, Matt?
Good, thanks. Andrew, appreciate the opportunity to be here. So, looking forward to talking and catching up with a few people here as well.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into hearing a bit about Matt. Matt is a startup supporter and connector. Is also building communities and out there in the startup scene, getting people together, connecting them, building the connections, and there's a lot of similarities there, and it's great to connect with these other people and hear about what they're doing. So Matt, I'll hand over to you, and can you share a bit of a background in how you got here today?
Yeah, sure. So my name is Matt, originally from Sydney and back in Sydney, but I've been away for about 10 years in Japan and Perth. So I originally come from the finance world in product, financial planning, and I think I hit a bit of a career glass ceiling, which forced me out of Australia, out of Sydney, and I looked for other opportunities, bit of a career break, found Japan. Stayed in Tokyo for more than 8.5 years when I thought it was only going to be 2. And that's kind of where I discovered startups and the whole VC and investment world as well. So, like I said, I come from a product background, marketing, but in Japan, I was working more on communications and helping like international business people do better business from Japan abroad. And so out of some of the work that I was doing, I found some opportunities to start working with founders who are working on international pitch competitions, as well as, I guess it's like VCs. It's usually like your portfolio managers or your associate level staff who were doing business with either international founders or trying to build relationships with international investors. So I did a lot of work in that space, and that kind of opened me up to the world of startups. And so after working for around 5 years in Japan, specifically with startups, I was there for about 8 years. I launched my own business in the early stages of kind of building a product, customer discovery, marketing, and that kind of thing. And I've kind of been doing that now on the side, I guess, ever since kind of 2021. I've also studied executive coaching, and since coming back to Australia, I've joined a company called TechOn, which also does like connecting startups with remote developers abroad in Nepal. So I think a lot of the main work that I do around building community, I guess, which is the kind of the core focus here, I do a weekly newsletter on funding in Australia and Japan, just to kind of spread information and get the word out. I do some regular coffee events, just really informal, get together, meet a bunch of people, sometimes in the city, sometimes in Parramatta, where I'm based. I'm also part of a big Japan community called Business in Japan on LinkedIn. We do fortnightly events, maybe similar to this. And I also just like to meet people for coffee, do introductions where I can to support not only, I guess it's a startup community, but also the broader business landscape as well. So yeah, that's kind of me. Love startups, love tech, love gym, love cars. Hence my connection to Japan. Love the JDM scene. Yeah, and love to always meet people and yeah, get out there and see what other people are doing and learn about some of the exciting businesses, especially in tech, and sometimes, and I guess more recently, even in deep tech like hardware, that Australia is doing and building. So yeah, it's exciting time to be in the startup scene, especially in Sydney, and look forward to meeting a lot of you there in the group as well.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Matt. Yeah, you seem to be a bit of a global connector as well. I mean, you've got Japan, Australia.
That's right. That's right.
What is it, Nepal?
Nepal, yeah, it's more from a work point of view. So like I guess that's kind of like it's still connecting, but it's like yeah, it's more something that we do on a paid thing. Whereas like I guess the other connections that I do really aren't, it's just about helping people find their tribe, their audience, that professional that they need help. To help them with a certain function or a certain thing in their business.
Awesome.
And maybe I'll just share my LinkedIn profile if you guys want to follow or connect or grab a coffee.
Yeah, please. So use the chat as you go through the conversations. Please use the chat and share any other events too. So I know, Matt, you mentioned you got an event like this Friday. So any events you got coming up. So thanks, Matt. I'm already wanting to talk more about cars, to be honest.
That's probably a private conversation after this.
Yes. But yeah, thanks for sharing that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go into speed networking. So we can talk more about Matt and what he's up to in this global connector. That's what I'm labeling you as now, Matt, is a global connector.
Sure.
And yeah, so what's going to happen is we'll go off into 5-minute round robin conversations. There is 11 people in the session today. I think we might have hit where might be an odd one, but I'll manage it in some way. So we'll get 5-minute conversations. At the end of the 5-minute conversation, it will count down. So it's a digital platform. So as soon as it's set up, and it'll just kick you off. So the round robin will go we've got enough for about 40 minutes. So we'll go for 40 minutes for conversations, and then we'll open up the lounge at the end. And at the lounge, we can all, we'll have to split over two tables, but we can just finish the event in the lounge area there. But yeah, thanks, Matt, for joining us today. And thank you, everyone, for coming in. We'll, please feel free to, share your links, drop them in there. All right, we've got 90 seconds here, counting down. Awesome. And also, thanks, Matt, for coming on today and sharing your insights, and also, bringing people together as well. So it's always important.
Yep, I love it. And thanks for the opportunity, Andrew.
No worries. All right, thanks, everyone. We'll see you in the speed networking.